In this video, we're saying goodbye to our wild moose guest at Grovant Campground in Jackson and continuing our journey to the Pacific coast of Oregon and Washington. Heading west out of Jackson, Wyoming, over the Teton Pass to Stanley, Idaho. After that, we're going to spend a few days with relatives in Idaho Falls and then onward to a cool place we heard about called Joseph, Oregon. Once you come down off Teton Pass, you come into the fertile valleys of Idaho. Farms, ranches, and small towns adorn the landscape with the occasional mountain outcropping that got in the way of the highwaymen who built this transitway. We were glad to see the rain as it helped alleviate the persistent wildfire smoke that obscured iconic views and invaded our lungs. And when we hit Chalice, we turn southward toward Stanley and US 75, also known as the Salmon River Scenic Byway. It deserves the scenic moniker for sure, and is one of those unsung beautiful roads that traverse the country. For those of you who remember Hee-Haw, Pam and Jim salute Clayton, Idaho. Population 7. Salute!
With a dog on his lap.
Entering Stanley, you get this fantastic view of the jagged Sawtooth Mountains. From there, it was just a quick jaunt to Stanley Lake Road and our boondocking campsite, meeting my cousin and her husband.
You have to catch his next cooking video then.
So we had breakfast, got washed up a little bit out here in God's country. We're going to go into Stanley and explore. So let's go see what Stanley's all about. Before heading into Stanley, we took a quick drive by Stanley Lake. It's for camping and fishing, no lodging. Pretty nice, and luckily the lake retained its forested banks in last year's Wapiti fire. More on that a bit later. 5 minutes down the road is Stanley, and well, there's not a lot to it really. Gas station, Mountain Village grocery store, town square with a Stanley Supper Club, Casino Club restaurant closed, Stanley Adventures, and a rod and gun shop. We'll hit the bakery and cafe tomorrow. A few hotels and a couple of more eating spots in town. There's a museum and even an airport. We didn't see that. Heading into Redfish Lake, look at that. Redfish Lake is about 4.5 miles long and just under a mile wide, and got its name from the large number of sockeye salmon that used to spawn here in such numbers that it was said the lake appeared red. While the numbers aren't so great these days, they still do spawn in large numbers. Redfish Lodge was started in 1929 by a taxidermist by the name of Robert Limber and has become a go-to destination in this part of Idaho. So we're here at the famous Redfish Lodge in Idaho. It is a little bit hoity-toity, but it's absolutely beautiful. On this Monday, the lodge restaurant was closed, but the Two Guns coffee stand was open, as was the grill, which serves a variety of good-looking items. I heard the margaritas are especially good. In summer, they have live music on the lawn, and you can rent paddle boats, kayaks, and motor boats at the marina. They also have a boat ride that takes you to the other side of the lake, and there's a great hiking trail there, and people backpack and camp as well. I'll have to try that someday. I want to check out how cold the water is in Redfish Lake. Sure looks pretty though. Hey, it's warm. I should have brought my swimming suit. On a serene, cool September morning, we are doing something called the Lady Falls hike. About 5.1 miles. There's nobody here. So it looks like we're going to have the trail all to ourselves. Portions of the area you are entering were burned during recent fires. Be aware that you can expect to encounter related challenges and risks such as rolling debris, flash flooding, and unstable dead trees. All right, let's go. A little ways in, we came to a registration box. We better put our name in there just to make sure in case something does happen that they come looking for us at some point. Last year's Wapiti fire burned 130,000 acres and almost took the town of Stanley. I have to say it's pretty eerie walking in here, and now and again we caught whiffs of burned charcoal. Plus we were quite happy that the morning was calm, so we didn't have to worry about burned treetops coming down on top of us, or at least that danger was mitigated. We're a little bit surprised to find this out in the forest. You would think walking through a totally burned out forest would be just ugly and not very appealing, but it's kind of strangely beautiful out here. As we climbed higher, the trail became a bit more difficult with signs of the devastation everywhere. The danger of flash flooding is real, and route finding was an issue even with our All Trails map. That's the canyon down there. Don't know if you can see the water. This is the trail you have to go down to get there. So we made it to Ladyface Falls, sort of. Didn't really see it. This climb down to actually see it, super sketchy. Decided not to do it. Tried to find another way around. That didn't work. So we're just going back and calling it a nice hike. Shortly after getting back to the camper from our hike, the weather turned nasty and forced us in for the night. The next morning was cold and rainy, so we hooked up and headed to the Stanley Ranger Station. Hey, pro tip, this is a great place to dump your tanks. It's about, a mile or so south of Stanley, and you can get fresh water there all for $12. From there, we moseyed over to the Stanley Baking Company, a neat cafe, and then, with the weather breaking, we headed out of town. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this short video and will join us when we head to Joseph, Oregon in the Wallowas. Until then, cheers everyone. Carry on.